Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can get notification every time I upload a video and when I go live. Today's video is gonna be a Power Book 2 Ghost review. The episode is called Play the Game. At the beginning we start with Kane and his brother Drew going around collecting money from all like their little drop spots or whatever, and then there's one guy who only had like $20, and they Kane like beat him up, and the guy Drew guy stopped him from beating up the guy. So they say he was talking about he giving them 2 weeks and stuff, and I'm like, how y'all get mad that nobody's buying the product? Maybe people don't want to be like a drug addict anymore. Like, this is really crazy. Like, they get mad that the man can't sell the stuff, but what if people are getting clean and going to rehab and stuff? Like, that was really crazy to me. But I guess the only thing they care about is their money. And then we see Tariq thanking Diana for like the phone and the morning after pill that got to his mother in jail. And she's saying, you're welcome. And I'm like, why are y'all texting this over text? Like, why y'all, this is like evidence. Just in case she get caught with something, they can look at the phone and see the text thread. So that was crazy to me as well. And then Chasha, she meeting with her lawyer Davis and his assistant Paul, or what, investigation somebody, whatever he called, but he doesn't call her assistant. I finally caught her name this episode. He meeting with them. They still mad at her because they still think Tasha is lying, which she obviously is. And then she was like, well, that's the truth. He said, it doesn't matter about the truth. It doesn't matter what we can sell. And then she going through all this crap about how she want to go on stand. They really don't want her to go on stand. But then he finally just agreed, okay, yeah, I'm going to let you go on stand. And then the lady Paula was like, you can't let her go on stand. And he was like, he know. So that was in that. She went back to her cell or whatever. And then we see Tariq late again to class, and then the white teacher man, the white professor, is on Tariq's behind. They're going back and forth. They're bantering over this Socrates mess. I don't even remember Socrates. It was so long ago. I don't remember what he was talking about. But it's annoying. Like, they really think like this. I don't know. I don't like this college aspect because it's just like, it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't really go with the flow of the story. So I most likely probably skip over those parts unless the important parts in there. And the girl, Lauren after class told him that he needs to tell the professor what he wanted to hear. It's not always about winning and stuff. But with Tariq, it is. She asked him, was winning that important and stuff. And then we also saw the Professor Reynolds in the background laughing, like agreeing with Tariq. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. But yeah, he was agreeing with Tariq and like laughing at the professor getting kind of had in class, because him and Tariq was really going back and forth. And all these books that they're giving Tariq to read, he's not really getting the point that they want him to get. They want him to see some kind of meaning to what is going on, but Tariq doesn't see it that way, and they never respect Tariq's opinion, because everybody's going to have a different opinion of any book you ever read, or anything like you ever like see on TV or something. People are going to have a different opinion, but every time somebody has a different opinion from them, they get mad. I'm like, they should be happy somebody doesn't have the same like opinion as them. It puts their thinking box on. It really like gets them to think more. So while he was talking to Lauren, Lauren was sitting there flirting with him back and forth. So he was giving her a little play. I don't think Tariq really knows who he wants. I think he really wants Diana, but he knows he's not going to be able to get Diana like that. But while he was flirting, he just cut Lauren cut Lauren off and told her he gotta go. He'll see her later. He went and texted Braylon, his old ex-roommate, about if he still wants to make the money. The boy was like, yeah. And I'm like, why is he so desperate to make money like that when he's supposedly rich? Like, I don't get it. He's a trust fund kid. He in the school for free. Like, why is he so desperate to make money? That's why I think this boy's a fed. Y'all gonna hold me to that. I think this boy's a fed, because he too anxious to make money for no reason, even though he got all this money. And we see Tasha in the little lunchroom cafeteria. What they call it in jail when they go eat at? I guess the cafeteria. I don't know. But she's gonna eat by herself, obviously, because she doesn't have any friends. She saw the lady who needed the pill or whatever, and she walked over to her and was like, "Oh, I think we dropped something." And then she gave the girl the pill. She was like, "What you giving me this for?" And Tasha's like, "I know you need it." She was like, "I need a friend in here." She was like, "This is just like a bus stop. Like, you don't really need friends in here. You're gonna be going to another place." And then she was telling her about all the stuff that was happening in there. And Tasha was like, "See, that's what I'm talking about. You know all the stuff that's going on." But while she's talking to her, we see this guy in the background, like, taking a picture of Tasha and the lady talking. And he ended up asking the CO, the lady who'd been picking on Tasha, asking her, "Oh, do you have anything else for me to do, or what else do I need to do," or something like that. So I don't know if he's a CO. I'm assuming he's a CO because he ain't no officer, but he's dressed in regular clothes. He's not dressed in like the CO like uniform or whatever. So that was that. So he ended up going back to Lorenzo, showing Lorenzo the pictures, telling Lorenzo that she didn't need the pill, it was for somebody else. And he was like, And I don't really remember what Lorenzo said after that, but then he ended up clearing out the room and ended up calling Monet. Oh no, he didn't call Monet. Monet ended up calling him, saying this little kiddie crew that they have running is kind of like being too loud. She doesn't use the word loud, but they're being too show-offy with like the money and did they have guns? With like the money and stuff and just partying a lot, bringing a lot of attention to them, which is very bad when you're running a criminal enterprise or when you're involved in illegal activities. You want to be like as low-key as possible. So after Mary talked to the husband, he want the second oldest brother, I'm assuming that's the middle child, Drew, to run the business because he think Kane is a hothead, which he is. We already seen him act really erratic in these past like 3 episodes. He kind of acts like Tommy. Like most of the time they do stuff without thinking, but you can't do that in the criminal world. You have to be smart. You have to be thinking about all angles. That's what made Ghost so good at what he was doing. He always thought about the consequences and thought about secondary stuff that other people never seem to think about. So we see these the CO pulling Tasha from her cell. She asked him where she about to go. She said, "You about to go to trial." She was like, "Trial? Ain't nobody tell me anything about trial." So she get in the back of this van or whatever, and then she tells Paula, "I can't go anywhere looking like this. I can't go to trial like this." She was like, she knows. So she goes into the little room, and they prep Tasha to try to make her look like this innocent Southern belle, even though she's in New York, woman that wouldn't kill her husband, and try to make her look empathetic and sympathetic to a jury. And they do her little makeup or whatever. So she goes to court. She still doesn't know that this is like a mock trial. So when she gets there, Davis tells her that it's a mock trial, and he hired a judge. They all signed NDAs. They hired a jury or whatever, and they put her on the stand since she wanted to go so much, and they was asking her all these types of questions and all that stuff, and wanted to get her honest reaction. They wanted to see if a jury was going to actually convict her. But so they went over her little testimony and all that stuff, so they was still kind of iffy about what was going on. They see that she has some believable parts in her story, but they see that she's still lying. And then we get Tariq and Zeke. Tariq is in there doing his homework or whatever, and Zeke come running there talking about he got a paper due next week or at the end of the week or something. Nigga, do it. You supposed to be getting tutored. Tariq's not supposed to be doing your work. He's supposed to be helping you. Like, you just want him to just do your work. Like, for real. And then you give it to him last minute like he doesn't have his own stuff going on. But Tariq said he was going to do it. And then Tariq told me he wanted to talk to his auntie. And then Zeke was like, well, she don't want you back over there no more. Basically, what he told her. Told Tariq in so many words. He said she wanted to date Diana. Then he was like, that wouldn't be a good idea. She'll never go for that and blah, blah, blah. So that was it for that. And then we see Zeke. He's in the locker room. He's getting clowned for missing games by some white teammate or whatever, saying that he's filling in his spot. And Zeke, arrogant. He's very arrogant. I don't know. I really don't like his character. He think he's like this big hot shot that people owe him something. You can't even stay in school. if nobody else not helping you. Like, all thing you got going for yourself is ball, and we haven't even seen you ball yet. And you're not even at no big D1 school. You at like a little rinky-dink college in New York that people don't really hear of. But yeah, so they going back and forth. And the coach was telling him that he need to get off academic probation and all this stuff. And he telling him that he want him to, he gave him like, I think a playbook or something that he's not supposed to give him since he's on probation. And he told him that he want him to speak at the press conference. He was like, I don't care about these people. He'd be like, but you need to protect your image because you want to get drafted. People have to like you, which is true. A lot of people go further in life if people actually like them and want to help them and want to support them, instead of you being like a snob or stuck up or a a-hole. You know, so usually those people don't prosper like that unless they really got talent that somebody else doesn't have. But you will still get a lot of hate. So he told him that he want him to speak at after the game at the press conference. And we see Diana and Monet, they on their way to the game order at the school. And then the little gate ticket person told her that Zeke wasn't playing. She was like, I thought he was off academic probation. He wasn't even off yet. Like, Tariq just got there to start helping him. So y'all think one little paper gonna take him off the academic probation? But she walking and talking with Diana. Diana always wanted to go to college, but Monet don't want her to go to college. She want her to stay in the family business. See, that's the difference between them and Ghost and Tasha. They kept their kids out of this. She really want her children to do this. The only person I feel that really want to be in this life like this is Kane. Even the second oldest brother, Drew, I'm assuming he's the middle child. He doesn't seem like he really want this either, but they keep pushing this on him. And obviously Diana doesn't want it. She want to be balling in college. And I guess she was actually good, because her mom says she could get drafted to the WNBA, but they don't really make no money like that. But it's not about that. It's about her enjoying her life and doing what she want to do, instead of being forced to be a part of the drug gang that's probably going to get her dead or in jail. Like, that would really bother me about her. Like, I like Mary J. Blige, but I don't like her character on here. Not like this, pushing this stuff on her kids. And then we see the scene with this boy named Scott. I don't know who he is, but this stripper come over there, tie him up with handcuffs. We don't really see what's going on. She played like she got a call from her boyfriend, but it was from Tariq or text or something. So basically Tariq sent her over there to keep him locked up, so Tariq them can go sell product and get all the money, and he won't be competition. That's basically what happened in so many words. And then we get Drew. He goes to see the GTS boys. I think GTS or GTE boys. This is the group, since the dad told Monet he want Drew to handle it and not Kane, because she told me she wanted to send Kane. He was like, no, Kane too reckless. He want Drew to handle it. So he told her, do not send Kane at all. So after Drew left, she sent Kane to watch after him, but not to let Drew know that he was there. But the boy basically was disrespecting Drew in his face, talking about he not going to stop doing what he's doing, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And they stood up in each other's face. And look, I can't say who was getting ready to pull the gun out. I think the other boy was getting ready to pull the gun out. But they didn't. I don't think Drew was getting ready to pull his gun out. Or if he did, I don't really know. Because later on, when they went back home, Kane said he didn't pull the gun out. I don't know if Kane was lying or not. He could be lying. But I don't know if he was lying or not. But anyways, Kane walked up in there, saving the day. The boy was almost put Drew on the Instagram. It looked like he was on Instagram Live, telling him, oh, he here with us, but before the camera swerved around to him, the camera got knocked out of his hand. And then Kane came there, and he just like got everybody's attention. Everybody was quiet as hell. Then he started shooting up in the air, and they started going like in this commotion. And when they got outside, they saw the police coming. And they running down the street or whatever, and then like this the man Ramirez, and then his partner or whatever. I don't know how this is his partner, because he was in a truck last time by himself, but now they was in a car. But Ramirez with another cop, and then they chased him down the street, and then Kane and Drew went behind these dumpsters or whatever. And Kane pulled out his gun. Drew like, what did you do? I'm not about to kill no cop. He was like, I know I am. That's the reason why the daddy don't want him in charge, because he too reckless like this. Like, you can't go killing a cop. But as the man was getting ready to walk around, Ramirez saved them and blew his horn. But like, I saw him run this way. So I don't know if that's going to come back to bite him, because that man knew those people ran around that corner. He was like, dang. And then he went back in the car. So I don't know if he was training or he really didn't know they was behind there. But I kind of think he kind of knew that they were back there. But he didn't want to be like, I don't know, going over authority or whatever. So they ended up getting in the car. They never showed what happened when them two got in the car or whatever. So Kane and Drew ended up going home, telling Mary what happened. Well, they didn't tell her. Ramirez came there later and was like it was a shootout, and Kane came down shooting, and he was like, if he wouldn't have been there with another cop, they would have arrested him or something. But she was like, well, how you get that? He was like, because I was trolling the area, because they put me on that side because these people keep posting on Instagram and on social media what they at and what they doing, which is what Diana and all of them been telling her. They told her that early in the episode what got her mad. So that kind of like calmed her down. But I don't know if this Ramirez got undercover too. Because all these people, when you in that kind of game like that, you can't trust any of these people. Any of these people can turn just like that. Then we get a second mock trial with Tasha. And Davis was telling Tasha, okay, you did kind of good, but you need to do cross too. And I don't know this case like that, so I brought in somebody to help me. He brings in Tamika. I like Tamika's character. She would eat Tasha up on that stand. And everything she was saying was really true. And you can see it in Tasha's face like, this bitch really know what's going on. But she would eat Tasha up, especially about that Terry Silver case, which Tasha didn't really kill him. But she know that. But what she trying to do is put it out there of what the other people are going to think when Tasha is Terry Silver, especially her knowing all the information and all that stuff. And then the Angela stuff. So Tamika really, really ate her up in this mock trial. I'm not going to even front. So after all that was over for the mock trial for the cross defense, they pulled the jury. All 12 of them found her guilty. They didn't show her the papers or whatever, but they put down what they would have put if this was like a real trial. All 12 of them would have found her guilty. And she really is looking like really, really scared now. Like she really in there shaking in her boots. And Davis asked Tamika to join the team, and she was like, no, no, no. He practically was like begging her, somebody he couldn't bring that without her, because she literally does know a lot about the case. And then he mentioned Sachs. She was like, well, what you represent Sachs for? And she was like, how do you know that? He was like, he pulled the case because he wanted to know some more information about Sachs. And he was like, Sachs had paperwork filed on him right before this case happened. So they finally realizing this whole case and all this stuff is really intertwined with Sachs. So that's gonna be a good angle when they bring Sachs down. I can't wait. But ultimately Tamika, she declined. Even though he pulled this like black dream team, blah this, blah blah that, she declined. I think she gonna come back. We need Tamika. I like Tamika. I really do like her character. I'm not gonna even lie. And then we get Mary and Lorenzo. He ended up texting her when she was talking to Ramirez about like Kane shooting up the place. He ended up texting her he wanted to see her. And I'm like, how is he getting conjugal visitors and he's supposed to be in like a lockdown jail? What is it? Maximum security? I would assume he in maximum security from him being this big time drug dealer or whatever. But he tells her that he wants Drew to take over the business again, and Kane too hot-headed. Like, he keep telling her that. He tell her that he want Diana to go to school. She's like, who told you that? Because basically they already had this conversation, her and Diana, about going to school, like probably like a day or two before. And she put two and two together about Diana contacting her daddy about going to school. I think she did. They never showed us the number on the screen, but I think she did contact her daddy. But I'm trying to, how is he getting conjugal visits? Because, like, when he was in his prison cell, he was living like he was El Chapo or somebody. Like, room probably better than mine. I don't know. But she don't really have no choice. She still basically do whatever he say, even though he locked up and behind bars. Where she kind of, seems like she's kind of scared to leave him because she talking about all her protection gonna be gone. But I think she probably think Lorenzo gonna have her knocked off. because she knows too much information as well, especially with her being the wife. And then we got Tariq and Lauren. He got his little paperback from him going back and forth with the teacher, because they supposed to write a report on the Socrates mess, and he didn't get no credit for it. And he was going off on the white man, he was like, I don't grade the paper. So he put two and two together, and he realized Reynolds graded the paper. He went to him, and Reynolds was mad, talking about Tariq changed his opinion to try to match what the white professor, I gotta learn his name, what the white professor was trying to match, instead of using his own opinion, because he liked the opinion that Tariq gave, which does kind of make sense. But I still don't like him. And he was like, you shouldn't try to change yourself, try to fit in, stay with your own brain. It's just stuff like that. So, and then he not even going to let Tariq redo the paper. So he basically just didn't get no credit. Tariq was like, I can't afford to fail this class, which he really can't. He can't afford to be flunked out of school, because he got too much riding on this. He got the thing with Zeke to stay there. And then he need to get his money himself to take care of his family and take care of himself, basically. So Monet come there cussing all the kids out about what's going on, about the shootout, since they didn't tell her, and about Diana contacting her daddy. She claims she didn't contact her daddy. So Monet asked her to go get the burner phone. She went and got the burner phone. And basically, there was nothing on that phone. So Monet put two and two together and realized she had another phone, and found out she did contact her daddy, even though she lied. Monet was like, look at my face and tell me that you didn't. She said she didn't, but she ended up lying. But I'm like, leave this girl alone. Let this girl do what she want to do. She don't want to be trapped in this life miserable like you. Because you can tell she's miserable, because she just basically going off on everybody. She doesn't have any control. She want all her kids in a drug game. They do not want to be there. Only one that want to be there is Kane. And let them children do what they want to do and live like a regular life. Like, you'll go further if your kids and family and stuff live in a regular life, instead of trying to put all of them in the drug game with burner phones and all this other bullshit going around. I don't know. I just don't like her, like, pushing this on her children. And then Tariq come home to the dorm. He laid Zeke behind out. Like, he basically told Zeke, this what it is and this what it's going to be. Like, you pushing all your stuff on me. He like, this what you busy doing. You in here playing the game. You could be doing your own work. So, basically, Tariq was telling him he need to get his mess together. And Tariq basically kind of told him he ain't finna keep doing all his work if he ain't doing nothing. I guess Tariq realizing what it is, he basically want him to do all his work. And Tariq basically told him, you need this. If you don't go pro, what you gonna do? That's basically what Tariq told him. So he ended up basically talking to Tariq like he got some sense, and not like some little dude boy or whatever. Because they realized, I guess their whole family realized they can't push over on Tariq. And and then we get this scene where Reynolds and some girl, some grad student, talk about she read his book when he was a teenager, the book that he wrote about Carrie. And she basically pushed it up on him. First he like denied her or whatever, and then he finally gave in. You know, us women, we have our way with men. We basically can kind of get them to do what we want them to do if we have the right stuff. And Carrie, because the girl was like, ain't nobody in here, ain't nobody in the office. So I guess she about to live out her fantasy or whatever. So Carrie ended up coming, and she like going in there doing her work. I thought she was going to go over there, but she didn't. So she heard like a whole bunch of bumping and commotion. So she probably already knew what was going on. So basically she just got her laptop and left. Then we get Tariq back again. We get Monet coming in the dorm. And she was like, I thought you told me Tariq was gone. And he was like, Auntie Monet, don't be mad at me. Tariq wanted to talk to you. And then Zeke ended up leaving. So basically, Tariq asked Monet to be his supplier. And basically, he told her, if you don't do this for me, I'm going to let Zeke fail. Zeke is all you kind of care about. So if you don't do this for me, Zeke going to be failing, and what y'all going to do for money? Because, like, NBA money is way longer than drug money. Because when people wake up and don't want to be drug addicts no more, then y'all looking crazy. Because that's why they got mad at the other man. Because he ain't have that much money and people wanted buying his drugs. But, so she agrees. And she told him that if she do this, Zeke can't be around it. So he gotta move. Go. He's like, I already got somewhere to go. So, basically, Tariq went to Braylon's house. And he gonna stay over there. It looked like they had like a frat house or whatever. But he gonna stay over there. So I guess he gonna have his tuition, just pay for the room and just never come there or whatever, unless he got to get his schoolwork or help him with the schoolwork or whatever. So that's what it's going to be. So after that left, she ended up calling Lorenzo, telling Lorenzo about it. And he was like, well, can you trust Tariq? She was like, no, not really, but what other choice do we have? Because Tariq gave this little plan, like how he can make the money at the school, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. But he never really said what the product was, because he was like, he got to get some product. So I don't know, are they pushing pills? Because that's what Tariq basically was pushing, pills. He wasn't pushing like the hard stuff, like coke and heroin and meth and all that stuff. He was just pushing like pills. But they never agreed on what the drugs were. I never heard like what they were. So after Monet hangs up with Lorenzo, he calls Tasha, basically telling her Tariq work from him now, and Tariq better do what he say, or Tariq gonna die. So basically, Tariq can't be around here like doing what he want to do, thinking he running things, because this man sound like he a big time, real like drug dealer like that. Especially he ain't got nothing else to do. He already in jail for life. In New York, I think life is like literally natural life until you croak over, because they don't have the death penalty anymore. And Tasha all on the phone, all scared and stuff. So this is exactly what she didn't want to happen. She didn't want him to be back out there in the streets. And Tariq is back out there in the streets. But again, it was a good episode. I can't wait to episode 4. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video, thumbs up this video. Follow me on my social media. They are down below. 2 ebooks for my wax 1 and 2 on Amazon Kindle for 99 cents. Can I let me read both parts for free. All my social media is down below as well. AffordableMinkLashes.com is my Mink Eyelash Store. Shop there. Use the code YouTube for a discount and free shipping on orders over $30. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. See you next week for episode 4.